guys, it's CATALEAH. Welcome to my December 2017 reptile room tour. So quite a few things have changed in here, which obviously I'm going to be showing you guys. I got a snake rag. I have another sugar glider cage in here with rescues in it. Behind you guys I have some amphibians that I have yet to show you. And I have a few more tanks around here with some different geckos in it. So I'm just going to take you guys around my reptile room and show you what's changed and what's new. And I hope you enjoy watching, and if you have any questions you can ask below in the comments. And I tried to clean all of the enclosures pretty well, so I plan to show you all of them in depth and let you see what's new. So let's go! So first I'm going to show you guys my two adult Leachies, and if you watched my other videos you probably have seen them before. First we have Sully, and I do not know how I'm going to get him out because he's in the back against the wall, and when he's in there he does not like to be touched and he'll try to bite me if I try to get him out. Yeah, this is just one of the 18 by 18 by 24 Exoterra tanks. If you see here, I have started labeling all of my tanks. Ignore the poop in the back there. He likes to poop right before I film to ruin my videos. Just ignore that. Sorry. I put the name, I put the species, I put the locale, the hatch date, the sex, and the lineage, if I have it. His name is Sully. He's a Leachie, and he's a Nuami cross, and he hatched sometime in 2014. I'm not sure of the exact date. He's a boy, and he comes from South Texas Geckos, aka Carl. So for my Leachies, I like to put a lot of cork rounds. They're very heavy-bodied animals, so small, thin little branches and leaves and everything won't really suffice. On the back there, what's that stuff called? Gaps and crack, yeah. I foamy that up and stuck this tunnel thingy on there, and so he likes to get back there up against the wall. So for my male geckos, I like to have a fiber peat moss type substrate throughout the entire cage, since I don't have to search for eggs for them if I breed them, and it keeps the humidity up higher. So okay, Sully did not want to come out, and I realized that this thing was not a good idea anymore, so I took it off. So this is Sully. He's a Nuami cross Leachianus gecko.
Bleh. Bleh.
So he has a lot of pink in his scales. Hopefully if him and Astrid can ever make any eggs together, their babies will be big spots with lots of pink. I don't know if you guys can hear him whistling, but...
Bleh.
And he's my big boy. I think he hatched in 2014.
Bleh.
Now I have to
What?
rearrange his cage again because I had to tear it apart to get him out. I will put you back up now. But you can't hide in that log anymore because then I can't get to you. So Astrid also likes to poop right before I film a video. Ignore all the crap on the wall, please. Here you can see Astrid has a lot of cork rounds and hiding places just like Sully does. For my Leachies, I still like to have the substrate. It keeps the humidity up really high. So whenever she's due to lay a clutch, I'll just dig through and I can kind of look at her and tell whenever she's laid eggs. So yeah, I'll just dig through and get my hand dirty and look for the eggs. And she's got like a little water dish here because Leachies are some of the types of geckos that will drink from a water dish. So I put on 2 pairs of gloves. So I'm going to grab Astrid, and hopefully she cannot bite through this and penetrate the gloves and take off my finger. Might be a bit of an exaggeration, but I'm not going to take the risk. Okay, so here's Astrid. She is a pure Nuami. I got her from Carl Vargas of South Texas Geckos. So she looks like a little dragon dinosaur. As you can tell, she just holds on to my hand, and she's so dang cute. And yeah, I love Leachies. For those that don't know much about them, they are the largest species of gecko in the world. They come from an island off the east coast of Australia called New Caledonia. They eat Pangea, Rapashi, the crested gecko diets, just like the crested geckos do. But they can take things like small lizards, they can eat pinkies. They are very difficult to breed because in the wild they tend to pair up with just one other gecko. They're very cool little creatures. She's upset, so I'm gonna put her up now. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. She's growling. So I don't know if I ever showed you guys before, but I have a Reptile and I use it to mist my mossy leaf-tailed geckos throughout the day because they're a little bit stricter on humidity and temperature than the Rhacodactylus geckos are. So I have that on them. Here are my mossy leaf-tailed geckos, or Uroplatus sakurae. So I still have my 3 mossy leaf-tailed geckos, obviously. I have 2 females and 1 male. My females are Venus and Saturn, and my male is Jupiter. So these are not a kind of gecko that you want to get out and handle very much. They're a lot more timid and fragile than the crested geckos, gargoyles, leachies, etc. They come from Madagascar. Their diet consists of insects, so I feed them dewberry roaches and crickets, dusted of course. This one here is the male. His name is Jupiter. Males tend to look more like bark and they have lines going down their back, while females are more subtle in pattern and tend to have like smaller, less bold lines, and I'll show you guys my 2 females as a comparison. But this is Jupiter. They have a fringe all around their body, so whenever they lay flat against wood or something, they kind of blend into the wood. They are masters of camouflage. So this one is Venus. See, if you'll notice, she looks a lot more like moss than he does and doesn't have that bold line pattern down her back, and she has a white collar and a white back as well, which is really sought after in these guys. But I guess you can see why they call them mossy leaf-tailed geckos, because their tails look exactly or very close to leaves and they look a lot like moss, so they blend in with their environment really well. But she's my other female and she's really pretty. Okay, I know you don't like it. Whoa, nice jump. Did you catch that? Are you okay? I'm sorry, I scared you. So this is Saturn. As you can see, the breeder actually bred a line of Dalmatian mossy leaf-tails. So see all of her little Dalmatian spots? She's really pretty. Okay, so those are my mossy leaf-tailed geckos and my 2 adult leachies, and now I'll show you my crested geckos and my gargoyle geckos. So first I'll start with Zeppelin. He is, I think, my oldest crested gecko that I have now. Well, oldest in terms of how long I've had them. So he is a beautiful pinstripe tricolor crested gecko with white fringes, and he is really pretty and has really good structure, meaning really high crests and a really big head. See how pretty his head is and his crests? He's also considered a quad stripe because of the stripe along his side that connects almost all the way. And yeah, he's one of my oldest geckos, and obviously I named him Zeppelin because Led Zeppelin is my favorite band, so now you know. And here I just have some plants and some vines and a cork round. I like to put my male geckos on a peat moss coconut fiber substrate to keep up the humidity since I don't have to search for eggs with them. So yeah, that's Zeppelin. He's a crazy boy. I love him. Next, I will show you Calypso. Calypso is one of my most prized crested geckos. She is from Geckos, a wonderful breeder based here in Texas. And I plan on breeding her with Zeppelin whenever she gets big enough because I think they would make beautiful babies together. So as you can see, she's incredibly gorgeous. She's very contrasted tricolor pinstripe with almost a solid dorsal. She has really good structure. She's not fired up all the way, but when she does, she's almost black on the dark parts and the cream parts are almost completely white. She's just super, super pretty. I can't wait to get some babies from her. So in her terrarium, I have a lot of plants and a cork round, flowers. Okay, so now I'm going to show you guys my bottom row of crested geckos and gargoyle geckos. First here we have Comet. So obviously she is very fired down right now. She looks almost pink. Normally she's like a bright neon red and a bright neon yellow. I got her in an auction from Altitude Exotics, and in my opinion they are one of the best crested gecko breeders out there. I actually paired her with Zeppelin once and have a pretty little baby from her available still that I'll show you guys. I love it. It's so cute. I kind of want to keep it. But this is Comet. She's a beautiful girl, and I'll show you guys her cage really quick. So a lot of plants in there, and I also have one of these bamboo branches. And in my females tanks that I sometimes breed, I have a container like this where I put the coconut fiber and peat moss mixture so they can lay their eggs in there. And for these I do use paper towel as a substrate because it's easy to replace and clean. So next we have Jinx, and she is my female Brachydactylus auriculatus or Gargoyle Gecko. Look at her, she's so fat. She's literally like the fattest thing I've ever seen. She doesn't even eat that much. I don't understand why she's so dang fat. This is Jinx. She's a beautiful reticulated orange stripe Gargoyle Gecko, and she has the bluest eyes of any Gargoyle Gecko I've ever seen. I feed her Repashy and Pangea switched, but I mostly feed Repashy, same as all my other geckos. And she doesn't even eat that much, so I really don't know why she's so big. But I'm gonna keep working on it and just feeding her a little bit less, I guess. But yeah, she's a really cute girl, and I love her. The next gecko I have to show you guys is Zyla. I will warn you guys right now, she is the craziest gecko that I have. She has never liked people, she's never liked being held, so I don't hold her. Obviously, I check on her every now and then, and I feed her and spray her every night, but I don't hold her just because she really doesn't like it. For the sake of the video, I will show her to you guys. Hopefully she doesn't jump off of me and run to China or something. Okay, I got her to calm down. This is her. She's a really pretty extreme harlequin crested gecko. Okay. She has a beautiful cream tail that I hope she never drops. I'm very surprised she's not dropped it yet. She has really nice structure. She has beautiful lilac colored eyeballs. She's very pretty. Whenever she thinks she's hidden, she doesn't move at all. She thinks that I can't see her right now, or that if she plays dead, I will not hurt her or eat her. I don't eat animals though, you're fine. Okay. Okay, so next I'm gonna show you guys May. So she's from Austral Gecko. She's a really beautiful extreme harlequin and a Dalmatian. At one point I was thinking about selling her to downsize on some space, but I'm not sure if I want to sell her or not, so. She's really, really pretty. I love her. She's my only gecko that doesn't have a tail. I just have really good luck with geckos dropping tails. None of mine have dropped their tails. Well, once did a long time ago. Not since. And I haven't had any adults drop their tails. She's the only one, and she came to me like this, so. But yeah, she's really pretty and cute. Ew, she pooped on me. She did a poopy on my hand. So as you can see, I have the lay box in here, and then the food, and then a lot of hiding places on the ground, and then the bamboo stick. All around, I think her cage is pretty nice. So next I'm going to show you guys Scarlet. Scarlet has one of these crappy tanks that I don't like with the lid that just slides off the top, because then I have to pull it out every time I want to get her out, which sucks, but aww. Oh, she's backing up. Okay, so this is Scarlet. She's really fired down right now. I wish I could show her to you guys fired up. She's normally like a brick red color, and maybe you can kind of see from her belly a little bit what color she is. She's always been kind of chunky, but I paired her with Taurus, that I'll show you guys in just a minute. I think they're gonna have some really pretty babies next season. So yeah, that's Scarlet. Next up is Taurus, and he really scares me because he tries to mate with anything that moves, including my hand. Anytime I come near him, he starts trying to get my hand. Hello. Yeah. See, look, he wants my hand. He wants it. He wants to attack me. But he is really pretty. And he's gone. He is a really contrasted extreme harlequin. He has so much pattern on him. I got him from Gecko World Austin, who you guys have probably seen in a lot of my Reptile Expo videos. I'm really glad I got him. And he is Scarlet's current boyfriend. So I've just got 2 cork rounds in here, and then I have the coconut fiber, peat moss substrate, and some plants and hiding spots. Okay, so next I'm going to show you guys Waylon. And he is my male Brachydactylus auriculatus, or Gargoyle Gecko. And he's up here because I have run out of space. So this is Waylon. He's a really beautiful red and orange blotched reticulated Gargoyle Gecko. I got him from Plano Gecko. He's a really pretty boy. And I recently paired him with Jinx, so I think they'll make some really pretty babies together. And look at his eyes, they're really blue. Jinx has more blue eyes than he does though, so I think that if they had babies, the eyes will be like extra blue. He just has a cork round in there and a lot of leaves that he likes to hide in. But yeah, I love him. So right here next to all of my tanks is my hatchling section / grow out tanks. All of these here are kept in really large to medium critter keepers, and I also put my young hatchlings in the small critter keepers until they reach like 5 grams or so, and then I move them up to a bigger one. Yeah, let me just get one down one by one and show you them each individually. So the first gecko I have to show you guys from my hatchling rack, this is Pomegranate. She's a new Anna Leachianus gecko. She comes from Derek Dunlop lines. Last time I weighed her, she was like 60 grams. She is a female. She's a really pretty girl. She's got really cool patterns. And I was thinking about selling her because I want to get another adult Leachie that's going to be ready to breed with Sully, because Astrid and Sully are not breeding and I would really like to breed Leachies. I think I might find her a home and get an adult Leachie to pair with Sully. Regardless, I do love little Pomegranate, and she's really cute and super sweet, and she's got really pretty patterns. See if you can see that. But yeah, that's Pomegranate. She's really pretty, and I may have her available at Herps Conroe January 27th and 28th. So the next gecko I'm going to show you guys is Beamy. Beamy I hatched myself. Beamy is one of Zeppelin's babies and another gecko I used to have named Lady Joanna. And this gecko is like really incredible. Let me just show you guys this pattern. It's called paradox spots, those pretty red crystal-like spots on its side. So I would consider her a Halloween. The only spots with cream are just a little bit on the top here and on the tail. So I would definitely consider Beamy to be a Halloween with some pretty cool paradox spots. And definitely an extreme Halloween as well. Beamy is really cool. This next gecko is named Harvest. Harvest I hatched myself as well. She is a very extreme Harlequin with a lot of cream colors. She's very pretty, and I'm definitely keeping Harvest and gonna breed her one day. Harvest was one of my older geckos named Olive, one of her babies, and then the male I'm not sure of. Olive, this one's mom, I got from Gecko World Austin quite a while back, like 2 years ago I think. Yeah, I got this little baby out of her, so do you love me too? I hope you like me. This next gecko is another really extreme Harlequin, and it's a little bit crazy, a little bit cuckoo. It's from Anthony Caponetto Reptiles. Okay, so the last gecko I have to show you guys is the baby I was telling you about a minute ago. It is Comet and Zeppelin's baby. It is a, well, fired down right now, but it's a red pinstripe with almost a solid dorsal. The laterals are almost solid cream colored, and I think this gecko is gonna be pretty stunning when it grows up. All of these geckos are fired down when I try to show you guys. See the dorsal and how nice the crests are on this little one? So I will also have this gecko at Herps Conroe January 27th and 28th. So the next exciting thing I have to show you guys is my snakes, and as you can see I have a snake rack now. I have 5 snakes now, so I'm going to show you guys my favorite one, and I know you're not supposed to pick favorites, but when I say that I mean she's the most exciting snake for me right now, and she is my female Tricolor Hognose, and I didn't know these existed for a long time, and then I saw one and I was like, I have to have one, that's my dream snake. So I have one now. Let me show her to you guys real quick. Okay, so here she is. I haven't named her yet, still been trying to decide on a name that suits her, I think. She's just the most gorgeous creature I've ever seen in my life, and I am so in love with her. It's like the colors of a milk snake combined with the cute little hognose face. I'm gonna get a male soon and hopefully breed them. Almost all of these that you can find are not captive bred, they're imported. Thankfully she was captive bred, I made sure of that, but I want to start breeding these to hopefully lessen the amount of them that are being imported. If you know any cute name suggestions for her, let me know in the comments. Okay, so the next snake I want to show you guys is my male albino western hognose, and he is het for axanthic. He's super gorgeous. His name is Daxter, like from Jack and Daxter. He's a handsome little guy. Maybe I'll be able to get another albino het axanthic or an axanthic het albino or something of the sort and get some snow hognoses. So yeah, that's Daxter. Okay, so here's the next snake I want to show you guys. She is my milk snake. She is very much in shed right now, if you can't tell. I got her a while back. She was given to me by a friend, and she is a wild caught snake. But she's been in captivity for too long to be released again, and they wanted me to have her, so I took her. She's a really sweet little girl. She's calmed down a lot. Since when I first got her, she was really skittish, but she's calmed down quite a bit. She used to musk me every single time I got her out. I am surprised she didn't do it again this time. And she doesn't have a name either. I'm very bad at naming animals lately, so hopefully I'll think of something for her soon. So this here is Annabelle. And I'm not going to be getting her out just because she is heavily in shed right now, and she's also gravid. And she's in that corner because that's where the heat is focused, and she's incubating her eggs inside of her. And if I tried to get her out, it would probably really stress her out right now. And as you can tell, she is a ticking time bomb. If I reach my hand in there, she's gonna bite me. She is a Western Hognose. And if you watched my All of My Pets video, you probably saw her in it. Okay, last but certainly not least of my snakes is Mr. Sprinkles here. Sprinkles is a beautiful speckled king snake, and this is a species that is actually native to Texas. But Sprinkles here is captive bred, probably around 2 or 3 years old. I'm not quite sure. People who didn't want him anymore gave him to me, so now I have him. He's honestly one of the sweetest snakes ever. He loves getting out and being held and played with, and I'll have to show you guys sometime, but whenever he gets his food, he gets it and he wraps up really fast into a spiral, and it's really cool, so I'll have to get you guys a feeding video sometime soon. But he's a really sweet and beautiful snake, and I absolutely love speckled king snakes, and I love Sprinkles. So over here I have my amphibians. In here I have 2 fire belly toads. I just have them on some sand and some gravel here. One of the revival ferns on the inside going across the top. I feed them crickets twice a week. When they croak, they sound like little dogs barking in the distance, so for a long time I thought I had really annoying dogs right outside my window. And then I figured out that it's my frogs. I mean my toads, because they're toads, not frogs. And in this tank and the tank up top, I have a pair of tiger salamanders in each. These are buried in the substrate right now and sleeping, so I don't really want to bother them. But I'll show you guys one of the ones up here because he's out and about and moving around. I don't like to disturb them very much because, well, they don't like it. Yeah, I have 4 tiger salamanders, 2 in here and 2 up here. So let me show you guys the one up top. So this is one of the male tiger salamanders. He has a really interesting pattern and he's a really big boy. As you can see in the tank, I just have a really large water dish for them to crawl in and out of, and then a lot of really thick substrate for them to burrow in, because in the wild that's what they're known to do, is make really deep burrows underneath the soil. And I feed them crickets, I feed them red wigglers and night crawlers, and they love all kinds of bugs. Next, I'm going to show you guys my sugar gliders. This is my breeding trio of sugar gliders. I have 3 of them, 2 females and 1 male. This is the double Critter Nation cage. It is a very big cage, perfect for 2 sugar gliders up to 6 sugar gliders. They have 2 stealth wheels. There are very few wheels that are safe for sugar gliders, but these are some of the approved wheels. Lots of plastic toys, no wood, no rope or string. Any fabric is going to be made of fleece, which I don't have any in there right now because they start to stink pretty bad, so I have to wash those a lot, so I don't really like putting fleece in their cage. Mine eat OHPW, which is a staple diet, and every now and then I'll give them cat food. It's kind of like a pellet type thing for them to snack on throughout the day if they get hungry. This here is my male. His name is Mr. And you can see he has a bald spot on his head because he's not neutered. And he is a pretty white mosaic. To breed sugar gliders, they need to have lineage, which is the family tree that goes all the way back to the first gliders brought to the US. So my sugar gliders do have lineage. Oh, come here, big boy. You're so sweet. There's a lot that goes into keeping these guys. If you're interested, I have a sugar glider care video that talks all about how to take care of them and what to feed them, cage requirements and all that sort of stuff. So I'll link to it on the screen here and you can click and go to that video if you'd like. And let me show you my other two girls. So this is Maribel. She's a black beauty sugar glider and she's one of my two females. She's kind of scared because there's a bright light on them right now so I can film them. She's a really sweet girl and I've had her for a long time and I love her so much. This is Lavana. She's my white leucistic sugar glider. Leucistic meaning all white with black eyes. She's a really sweet girl. I love her very much. So in this cage here, I have some rescued sugar gliders. They've already been through quarantine, which is why they're in the same room as my other gliders. But this is where I put my rescues that I obtain after they've gone through quarantine and when I'm looking for a home for them. The only reason why these haven't gotten a home yet is because I have a male in here that still needs to get neutered and he does have an appointment scheduled, so hopefully these guys will have a home soon. Another reason why they don't have a home yet is because the mother in here has some more babies in her pouch and one of them is a boy and it's going to be quite a while before he'll be able to get neutered to find a home. Y'all shut up. So it's a long process when you rescue sugar gliders. You have to get them quarantined, get fecal samples done, and get the males neutered, and then go through a long process of trying to find them the perfect home that you think is going to be forever. Which sometimes it's not, sadly, but I try my best to find them homes that will hopefully last forever because they deserve it. The last animal I'm going to show you guys in this room is my trio of finches. One of which, as you can see, I had to separate because I had two males in this cage and they did start having territorial issues and fighting over the female, which I didn't think was going to happen because apparently they were clutch mates and have been getting along before I got them. A new breeding season has started, so I guess that's why they started having issues. But up here, I have the yellow Goldian finch male, so I just have him up there temporarily until I can get him into a bigger cage and maybe find him another female to be put with so he's not alone. He's a beautiful little boy and these are Goldian finches and they come from Australia as well. And then in here I have the other male and then the female who's in this box, but I'll show her to you guys. So this is the other male, his name is Chatot. So he started fighting with my yellow Goldian finch and I had to separate them. But this is actually what the standard Goldian finch looks like, surprisingly. The males, of course, with the black head and the really bright purple chest. They're really, really beautiful birds. I love having them. And I did listen to you guys and I did add some different size perches to help with their feet because a lot of people said that if you only have one size perch in your cage that it can give them sore feet. So there's the female. As you can see, the females have a little bit different color than the males. They're a lot lighter, but she is actually a blue, and blue is a really sought after color in these guys. She did lay some eggs, however they ended up being duds, and she's still sitting on them, so I'm gonna have to take them out at some point. But yeah, they're really cool birds, and I really love having them. Thank you guys for watching my newest reptile room tour video. Let me know in the comments what your favorite animal was in my reptile room. And if you have any questions, you can ask me down below. I try to get back to everyone. And the next Reptile Expo I'll be vending at is Herps Conroe, and it's January 27th and 28th, 2018. So next month, hopefully I'll see some of you guys there. I'm gonna be bringing a lot of cool animals, so come by and say hi and let's take a picture or something. And thanks for watching, you guys. I have started streaming on YouNow a lot, so if you want to follow me on there and watch me do some live streams, you can get a chance to ask me some more questions that I may not get to on YouTube. Follow me on YouNow at CATALEAH, and yeah, I think that's everything. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Say bye, Sprinkles. Bye, see you guys in my next video. Bye. And she's so dang cute. That sounded really Texan.
So dang cute.
She's so dang cute.